Hey, all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly value, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey there, my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel. I'm your hostess, femininity coach, and author of the Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. So we got an interesting thing here. As you know, Simone Biles was raised by her grandparents, okay? Because her mother, her biological mother, was like on drugs and things of that nature. And Simone Biles and her siblings found themselves in the system before being ultimately adopted and raised by her maternal grandmother, who is the biological mother's parents. Okay. And we all know Simone Biles because she's Simone Biles, right? She's the GOAT of Olympics, of gymnastics. You know, so many, too many gold medals, too many moves named for her. And I do believe that she said this past Olympics was her last, if I'm not mistaken. And so, as you know, fans and just people on the outside looking into Simone's life, or what we can see of it, this is a successful young lady. She's married. For all intents and purposes, she seems as sweet as pie. And she's just living her life. You know, she is gonna go down in Olympic history and gymnastic history. That's already sealed. And so that's her professional legacy. And this is all done in spite of early trials and tribulations in her life, with her mother on drugs, right? Now the biological mom wants to reconnect with Simone. And on the face of that, I don't guess that there's anything particularly wrong with wanting to reconnect. But let me just read these things and then I'll comment.
How do you handle the fact that this is brought up every 4 years?
I'm over it already. I can't keep dwelling on it. Whenever she's ready, and I'm here. I want her to be able to come to me and say, okay, let's have a sit down because there's some things I want to know. So I just have to have patience. I want to let her know that I love her. I'm very proud of her, but I'm just still waiting. I would like to sit down and talk to you and answer any questions you may have. I don't know what you've been told but I want you to hear the real deal. I was an addict. I will always be an addict. But there's just a way that you have to learn how to stay away from people, places, and things and change your routine and just change your life. Live your best life. If I need to know anything, I'll call my dad. Hey, Dad, what's going on with Simone? How's everybody doing? He keeps me posted.
How do you handle the fact that so you don't have like a direct number that you can even reach out to her?
I do, but I won't.
Why not?
I want her to reach out to me. She's 27 now. She's married. I would like to have been a part of that, but I just have to wait for her.
So you don't have like a direct...
Now, that was a portion of the interview, right? And, I've got some personal experience to a certain extent, not to the whole story, with dealing with a parent like this. And I wasn't abandoned though, right? The abandonment part is not part of it, my story. But it's interesting how these wayward parents be wanting to come back into your life, and sometimes I don't think they understand why you don't let them. It's not due to hatred. It's not hatred. It's not really even a disdain. It's an indifference, is what it is. It's an indifference. I have lived my life without you. I've lived my life. The time in my life where I needed you, you were not there. And you know, it may have been for addiction reasons. The child, that don't matter to the kid. It kind of don't matter why. When you're an adult, you can reason it out logically, but that doesn't stop all the consequences that happened as a result of it. Now, I'm pretty sure, because Simone always speaks highly of her grandparents. So, you know, eventually she did have a good upbringing, which is probably why she likely doesn't hate her mom, right? But at the same time, like I said, if I'm reading things correctly, this is indifference. This woman is neither here nor there for Simone. She's neither here nor there because she's always been neither here nor there. And see, Simone, just like so many other children, adult children who are in this space with their parents, they have to weigh out whether or not it's even worth it to like introduce you into my life as it stands now. Like, are you gonna be chaotic in my life? Are you gonna bring drama in my life? Because I don't have none. So I don't want to do that, especially if I've worked through it. Like if I've gone to therapy, if I've resolved like the anger that I might have had, or the confusion that I might have had, or you know what I'm saying, or anything like that, any of those negative feelings that was connected to the entire situation and to you as my mom. Like if I've worked through those things and like gotten to a better space where I'm at peace with it. It was the past, it happened, you know, I'm no longer feeling like angry about it or sad about it, or you know what I'm saying, I've overcome whatever kind of insecurities it may have produced in me and things of that nature, you know, or maybe I'm still dealing with the remnants of some of that. Who knows? But especially if I've gotten over all or the vast majority of all of that, I don't know that reintroducing myself to you in my adult stage is conducive to me. And I think parents don't think about that. It's not about you at this point. At this point, you are neither here nor there. It's about whether or not that the adult child sees any benefit or value in a reconnection with you. And the worst thing is indifference about it, because if it's anger, we can work to resolve that. If it's sadness, we can work to resolve that. But if it's indifference, how do you resolve that? How do you resolve an adult child saying, you know, I don't care, whatever. Like whatever you've been doing for the last 27 years, do that. You know, through our, you know, connection with through the grandparents, they tell me you're okay. You know, I don't wish no bad. I don't wish no harm. And I'm sure you don't wish none on me. But we're okay just like this. It's okay just like this. Don't need to reconnect. She insinuates that maybe Simone got lied to, perhaps about the situation, like somebody would have had to turn Simone against her for Simone to not necessarily be reaching out to her right now. That's what is that? Because then you would be saying that your parents, the ones who actually took up your responsibility when you couldn't do it, when drugs was more important to you than your children, your parents took up that responsibility to ensure that those children didn't just get ran through the system and destroyed. So it's mighty interesting that you would kind of throw out there a little bit that maybe Simone doesn't know the true story because she's maybe been lied to or maybe manipulated somehow into not liking you or not wanting to be around you or not reaching out to you. Like, that's interesting to say that about the people who took up your slack. Right? When really you should be forever grateful to your parents for that, because what if they wasn't in a position to take the kids? What if they couldn't have done that? Right? And then not to mention they didn't just raise them and she got a regular job, which would have been fine. But she's the Simone Biles. You see what I'm saying? She excelled well beyond probably anybody's expectation or thought. And she seems to be a kind-hearted woman, a woman with a lot of modesty and humility as well. So a good character as well. They did a fine job. She represents her family well, even you. So if that girl don't want to reach out to you, never. And I don't think parents understand you lose the right and you lose the privilege. You lose it. You lose it. And you getting clean and you turning your life around doesn't automatically grant you the rights again to access it. That's not automatic. That doesn't really change a whole lot. It changes you, which is good for you, right? Good that you got clean. Good that, you know what I'm saying, you turned your life around. In terms of raising your children, too little, too late. You're a day late and $1 short with that. Right? And parents don't be wanting to face that, especially wayward mothers. You a day late and $1 short. So if I don't want to hear it, okay. And they quick to, you know what I'm saying, make it seem like you doing something to them, or you being mean to them, or you're being, you know what I'm saying, you being some type of way with them. No. You wasn't concerned. Right? Other things was your priority. Fine. Now other things are my priority. And this is not about revenge or get back or none of that. It's just this lady is living her life. That is a grown woman. And she living her life. You lived yours. And couldn't nobody tell you nothing till you was ready to get clean. So if that girl don't want to reach out, she might have had, consultation with her grandparents and with her husband. What do you think? Who knows what the answer they gave her? But I'll tell you this much. Her mama is doing a news circuit. That's not a good sign. Because now you want attention. What you doing an interview for? An interview for what? Is this some type of guilt trip? Like what? Like you got a story to tell? Now you got a story to tell, girl. Jump down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your hostess, The Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.